So there's a lot of controversy around Charlie Kirk and his death, and if there was anybody else responsible for it. This latest story from Megyn Kelly about what Charlie Kirk said during a TPUSA event to Tucker Carlson blows my mind. Let's break it down right now. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me at Dave Medina, PDX, across all social media. My mind is blown, and I don't really know what to think of what we're about to go into, because it's man, I'm really someone that likes to just stick to truth, right? And I don't chase conspiracy theories, and some of you are like, well, you need to start. But this whole thing surrounding Charlie Kirk's assassination, that Tyler Robinson wasn't the only person responsible for it, and there was other state actors and behind the scenes CIA and Mossad and all this kind of stuff. There's all this noise going on, and of course, you all know what Candace Owen has been saying. You all know what all these other people have been saying about that they think that there's more to it. Some even saying that Israel was behind it, and Candace going as far as to saying maybe Trump or TPUSA was behind it. You just don't know what to think. And but it's stories like this, guys. I'm just going to be completely honest. It's stories like this that gets me going, whoa, what is going on here? Because if any of you saw what Megyn Kelly just shared on X, she shared a short video clip of Charlie Kirk. If any of you saw it, I mean, I'm just like, I don't even know what to think of this. This is crazy. Basically, Charlie Kirk. So the narrative, guys, is that Charlie Kirk was turning against Israel. This is the narrative that's out there, this conspiracy that hasn't been proven yet. But it makes you think that Charlie was starting to become very anti-Israel. We know that Charlie loved Israel. We know that what Charlie believed about Israel as far as like they just, he was a Zionist, but he wasn't agreeing with the Israeli government. And that was very clear. And we're going to show you all of that here in just a second, because I'm not just speculating. Charlie said some of this stuff. In fact, he said that he might have been, he was saying about how, he was in fear of his life, and how walking around Jewish donors was like walking around a minefield. He said these things. And so the conspiracy is that Charlie Kirk was becoming anti-Israel, was going to start going anti-Israel, and then they took him out. I mean, that's the conspiracy that hasn't been fully proven, but these kind of stories are like, okay, what was really going on? You even saw that clip on Patrick Bet David of Charlie Kirk saying that Israel was going to ethnically cleanse Gaza. That was their goal, and that was like a couple months, maybe a few months before his assassination. So these kind of stories, guys, just gets me going crazy. Megyn Kelly releases a short video clip of Charlie Kirk apparently telling Tucker Carlson to go max on the Israel topic at a TPUSA event. The video appears to confirm Carlson's previous claims that Kirk told him to go all the way on Epstein and Israel. Now, we know that Charlie Kirk wanted to get to the bottom of the Epstein files. We know that for a fact. He was pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And there's other people out there that are floating the idea that this is also why he was taken out, right? And so, again, unfounded stuff. We haven't confirmed it. And I, honest to God, think that even if there was confirmation out there, we would never know. If that was the truth, we would never know. I just believe that it's just so deep and so corrupt. And we're going to do a video later on, because there's more Epstein news about Donald Trump. And that blows my mind that Trump was supposedly in some of these emails, that maybe he is more tied to Epstein than we think. I don't know. We're going to break all that down. That's what the left is saying. But we got to break it down, and we got to show you if there's any truth to that. But here's the clip. This is Charlie Kirk. This is what Megyn Kelly shared right here. Check this out.
Speaking. And here.
So I did it.
And here's the thing, Stu. I was recently going through some old pictures to find one of me and Charlie that I knew we took at that event. And not only did I find pictures of me and Charlie, but I found a video of me, Tucker, and Charlie speaking backstage right before Tucker went out. Tucker and I were talking. Charlie came over and interrupted for just a second. And you can hear him on this tape, which I've listened to many times. It's very clear on my phone, less clear here probably as we play it. But he says to Tucker, go Max. He interrupts the conversation because he has to say to Tucker something. And what was so important to him to tell Tucker was, go Max. Here it is.
Go Max.
It's quick. It just happens to be on tape. And it backs up what Tucker said. And so I just think we need to be realistic. Charlie understood what was happening to the conservative movement over Israel. He probably understood it better than any of us because he absolutely loved Israel.
Okay, yeah, he did love Israel, but let's go back to that clip, guys, because again, when you come to this channel, I don't want to just spit out narratives because that's what social media is saying. I want to actually dissect it. When he said go Max, did he say go Max on anything in particular?
Max.
Let's watch this
Here
again.
it is.
Go back. Come on. Okay.
Now he could have. Did you hear anything there, producer Brandon? I didn't hear. Did he say go Max on the Israel? Or did you just say go Max? Because it could have just been like, hey, go Max, be yourself. That's something that Charlie could have been saying in this, right? Am I missing something, or did he say anything about? I didn't hear anything about Israel. He just said go Max, right?
Correct. It's really hard to hear with all the background music.
But he just said go Max.
Yeah, that's
that
all
could
I
mean
can hear.
anything. Okay, and this is the first time I'm seeing this. I know that I heard this story, but this is the first time he's seen this video, and it's like, to me, it's like he could have been saying go Max, like, hey Tucker, don't censor yourself, just be yourself, right? And so, I don't know, maybe we're stretching here a little bit, but let's see what else Megyn had to say.
I think we need to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, she basically said that Charlie knew what was happening to the conservative movement with Israel. And then here's Benjamin Netanyahu. Remember, he gave condolences to Charlie Kirk being murdered and said that he was he was murdered for speaking truth and defending freedom, a lion-hearted friend of Israel. Charlie did love Israel because not because of Netanyahu. He loved Israel because of what the Bible says about Israel. That Israel, that is God gave them that land. And you hear Zionism as like such a bad thing, but in reality, it just means that you believe that God gave the people of Israel that land. Well, what makes Israel so special? Dude, they've been the most persecuted group of people throughout all of history. And yes, they're stubborn and they're annoying sometimes. But you know what? They're God's people. And that's what I truly believe, because that's what my Bible says. I don't believe in this replacement theology. I don't believe that the Christians are the church. I believe the Christian people are the fulfillment of the old law, the fulfillment of the Old Testament, and the only way to heaven is through Jesus, and that's what we believe. Here's Charlie Kirk. I mean, I'm just going to show you some clips to back up what we're saying here. This is what he said about Israel, about how Christians were treated there.
Have you ever been to Israel?
No, I'm just curious.
Let me just contribute this as a fellow brother in Christ. When we as Christians go to Israel, we are celebrated and treated like the most amazing you could ever imagine. Okay, so. I'm positive that there are radical, Hasidic sects that believe certain things, as are written in parts of the Talmud where they have, anti-Christian beliefs. That is not my experience with mainline, Israeli belief or mainline Judaism.
Now, I will say that as someone that does know how not all of Israel treats Christians like this. There are some parts of Israel where you go, you get spit on. Or you get, so it's not just all. That was Charlie's experience, right? But that's how he viewed it. I mean, and then you see here. Let's go back to the full screen here. This is Charlie Kirk says he's admits to being terrified of his Israeli donors, describing it as walking through a minefield. Watch this.
I'm afraid because, again, I want civilization to win. I want the West to win. I don't want the Islamo-fascist barbarians to storm the gates of Jerusalem. I want the holy sites protected. I believe in the Holy Land. I love that Jesus walked on water there and rose from the dead and preached in the Mount of Beatitudes. Like, I feel the connection to Israel. But at the same time, simultaneously, when the hostile reaction is that now Megyn and Charlie are enemies,
Right.
boy, I'll tell you, like you're not gonna, I wouldn't say lose, but you will weaken and just basically deflate two of your strongest advocates.
No, I'll say this, and we have to be careful because there's extremes on both sides, right? And that's the problem with our country right now, is that they're in our world where it's like you're either one or the other. There's two extremes, and it's like, so what I mean by that is there are people that say, well, just because Charlie was saying this stuff, that means he was a groifer. That means he was headed towards anti-Israel, anti-Semitic. That means he was like, he was starting to align with the likes of Nick Fuentes. No, that's not what that means at all. Charlie was just calling out the problems with the Israeli government. That didn't change his belief on how God views the Jews or how God views the land that the Jewish people are on right now called Israel. That doesn't mean all that. And that's where people are like, well, see, Charlie was starting to see. One thing is true is that he was starting to question the extreme from the one view from the Jewish side where they were like, well, if you're not 100% with us and you're not 100% with our government, then you're an enemy and you're this. So he was like, no, I'm not there. But I'm also, Charlie made it very clear that through everything he was saying, that he's also not far on the other side where he was like going to go completely against Israel, where he was going to become anti-Zionist, right? Where he was going to become just this Jew-hating person. That's not true either. And so we got to be careful when we're talking about these things. And then this is what Charlie revealed to Megyn Kelly, the text that he was getting just months before his murder.
I see what's happening, and it's my job to comment honestly on it.
Saying so important, Megyn. And again, I don't want, you cannot say everyone in the pro-Israel, and I don't say it, acts that way. But I got texts about you, Megyn, saying, why is Megyn like doing the bidding of Hamas? I was like, what are you talking about? Megyn's the best. Like, what? Like, she's amazing. And I said, why are you texting me about Megyn? And I at that point, and so this is,
he's talking about from his Jewish supporters. Why are you see? And that's what I'm saying. There's extremes on both sides. There's extreme on the pro-Israel side of and the Jewish side, where they're like, they see people like Megyn as like these pro-Hamas, like totally anti-Israel. And I don't know exactly where Megyn stands. Maybe that's where she's going to end up. I don't know. But there is a side that believes that. But that's not where Charlie stood. That's not where I stand. And then there's the extreme, again, on the other side of the people that are like looking at Charlie and going, well, he's starting to question it, so he's going to come to anti-Israel, anti-Jew. We got to be careful who we follow, guys, and where we get our information, because it's so easy to get deceived here. And then he said again, the text messages that he got about Megyn Kelly, about, why are you doing the bidding of Hamas? His Jewish donors, it seems like they was trying to get him separated from these people. And then this is where Megyn goes to the too extreme right here, where she admits that right in front of Ben Shapiro that, and we all know Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is completely anti-Israel, he was even questioning Ted Cruz about, he's not a Zionist. Tucker Carlson is not a Zionist, and that's kind of what Megyn Kelly here says is where Charlie was headed, and I don't agree with that. That's you just listen to how Charlie was talking. He just said it in the last clip.
I think Tucker is in a place right now of the same place that Charlie was getting to toward the end of his life, the same place that some people had tried to drive me, which is you're under withering, nonstop accusations of being something you're not. But from some people who you love and who you've been protecting, at least in my case and Charlie's case, for 2 years, who you've been completely defensive of. And Charlie and I both felt, because we talked about this on my show, like, what's happening here? Why are they dropping charges of anti-Semitism against us when we love Jews and we're both open Semites? We're Zionists.
I would love to hear what Ben Shapiro has to say there, because he kept trying to cut her off. But the fact of the matter is, she just said it right there. Just because we're questioning the Israeli government, it doesn't make us anti-Zionist or anti-Israel or anti-whatever. And so maybe, it's just, man, it's scary. It's really scary, because you wonder what, are there any basis to any of these claims about Charlie's assassination? And it's like he started questioning a bunch of things, and I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of it, but I want you to tell me what you think of it in the comments. Maybe you could be bolder than I am right now, because I don't like going off of anything if I don't know. And this is a very complex, situation and topic. And so we have to be careful, and we have to go off of what we're given. And so hopefully that makes sense. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Make sure you follow me at Dave Medina PDX across all social media. We'll see you guys on the next one.